my dream was to not have to live on benefits. Good morning, guys, and thank you all for your very sweet comments. I know this is like a couple of days later than my upload, but it's all about the editing and having the energy, and I'm really gonna try to keep this up and do the vlog, because for me it is important to keep you updated, but also important for me because a lot of me talking to the camera, even when I'm not uploading certain clips, it is a good therapy. Like, I feel stronger psychologically. I actually feel stronger right now than I felt a couple of days ago. Like, I feel I can beat this. So yeah, so thank you so much for all your nice comments, and I actually thought I'd go through them and kind of answer them and all of those things. So I'm gonna go from the bottom up here. First question is from ETAM1616, and it's can I get a lawyer to help me fight? Here's the thing, in Sweden I can't get a pro bono lawyer. We don't have pro bono lawyers, not for these kind of things. So I would be needing to pay out of my own pocket to pay the lawyer. Also in Sweden we can't get big numbers because we've been wrongly treated. Like, for example, I can't sue my doctors for giving me the wrong medication. If I would sue my doctors for giving me the wrong medication, I have to prove that it is a lifelong health issue that has been caused, and I maybe could get $10,000 from it. That is a very high number for being in Sweden. So like, I won't get any money from it, so I will have more expenses for a lawyer than I will for getting the money. Also, in this case, for these papers, I am missing the money between the 18th and the 31st, which is about somewhere between $200 and $300 in benefits. So getting a lawyer to get those money back, because that is all I can ask for. I can maybe ask for some money because I'm hurting psychologically, but most likely not, because I'm not suicidal. That's how sad it is. So if when I've sent in the papers for they check it again, when I get those back, which can take up to 2 years, I might have a lawyer just because of spite to get all the way up to the court. But we'll see. It all depends on where I am in life in 2 years time and how I feel, and also depends very much on if the papers I turn in the 1st of November is okayed or not. So yeah, it's a lot of those. So yes, I'm filing the appeal. I have 2 months to do that, and I'm gonna try to do it this week or at furthest next week. I think I want to meet my doctor before that, and I have a meeting with him next week. So I think before I file them, I'm gonna do that. Then is there if my benefit person have any medical education? And no, she doesn't. None of the benefit people, or the caseworker, I think we could call them. I realized when I was thinking about it, maybe you can call them the caseworker because they work on case basis. And no, she doesn't have a medical degree. She doesn't have any kind of medical degree whatsoever. My previous one, because I had another one, he was the one who wanted me to get out of the benefit system the last time. His education was about politics, had nothing to do with benefits or medical in shape or form. This girl, I do not know completely her education because I haven't found her, but no, they are not, they don't need a medical education, and most of them don't have medical education. Christopher is holding up good. He's very strong and he's helping me a lot, which I really enjoy. I think in the long run, if I lose my benefits and I have to live on him, it won't work. Economically, it won't work. In Sweden, our salaries are not made to be keeping one person or keeping more than one person. If you have 2 person working, there will you have certain amount of money that kind of go, like the apartment we are paying, we are sharing in the apartment, so therefore we have less money we need to spend per person, but together, so that makes it easier. So if you are a pair, it's easier to have an apartment, it's easier to pay for them and all those things. But when I don't have money, this apartment is not affordable for us in the long run. And the problem is that we can't leave Stockholm because we have a relationship that we're basically, we're not married, but almost. And all my jobs are in Stockholm. All his jobs are in Stockholm. So that's the, he would need to move, and we're not doing that. So, but in the short run, it works. In the long run, it won't work. So, but he's coping with it. We're coping with it. Both of us are very like focused on, we're solving this, we're making this work, we're taking steps every day to get out of this. My dream was to not have to live on benefits, whether or not that would be me working, but my dream is to never have to deal with benefit people ever again. The next one is the advocate, and I think I kind of touched on it in a previous vlog. No, I cannot get help with the paperwork, I cannot get help with all those things because I don't have a big enough disability. We don't have enough people out there. Like, the system is broken. 2017, 27,000 people were denied their benefits. We don't have 27,000 advocates to take care of this. Not that we would need for every person, but yeah, no, there is not a couple of thousand people that could help us to sign our papers and do all of these things. You are very much left on your own. If you are not mentally or physically able to do these things, then you have the law behind you. But because I am physical and mentally able to do things, I don't have anything to stand on. So that's that. Yeah, I think that was all the questions, and again, thank you all for all your sweet comments and all those things. I did a few things this morning that is a little bit different, and I'm hoping to reduce some stress from that. One thing, I didn't allow myself to open my mobile phone because I got so upset yesterday. So I decided, well, I am going to allow myself to turn on YouTube because YouTube never upsets me. I am going to allow myself to make my coffee, take my cross stitch, sit down and do that. And now, just before I started this video, I allowed myself to open the YouTube app that has to do with my web, with the posting and stuff, to be able to read your comments and answer your questions. But yeah, thank you so much for being here. It means a lot to me. It is that you are watching makes it more worth it to actually edit and upload these videos, and that means that I will pick up the camera, and that kind of helps me because then I talk to the camera and I can listen to what I'm saying and understand it and all of those things. So that is, it's really helpful, enormously helpful. So thank you for being here. I'm going to continue with my coffee. I have physiotherapy. I'm already dressed. I am leaving in about 2 hours, and then I have physiotherapy, and then I get home, which is going to be awesome because I am really tired. But happy news, I actually got to sleep last night. My first, like, I went to bed, and usually when I go to bed, I spend probably the first 1 or 2 hours like dozing off, going to the bathroom, dozing off, going to the bathroom. I got this explained by a doctor, is that I collect a lot of water in my body, so when I lay down, that water moves from my legs up to my bladder, and that is why I need to go to the bathroom all the time. But yeah, yesterday I was so exhausted, like I was out like a light, and then I didn't wake up until 4. That was amazing. I never slept, or I haven't slept that well in years. However, I'm still exhausted because the reason why I just totally just fell asleep and all of those things is because I'm kind of super stressed, and I did a lot too much yesterday. So I'm in a lot of pain today, but it's okay. I'm going to do my physiotherapy, and then we have the weekend. Weekends are usually pretty slow going, so it's a little bit of picking up stuff from the floor so Christopher can vacuum, folding some clothes, maybe helping with putting some clothes in the washer or something like that. They're pretty easy. So yeah, it's gonna be nice to come home after training. But I'm gonna continue with my stitching and drinking my coffee, and I'll check back with you later. But good morning, guys. I hope you have an awesome day. I'm back. I've been back for a little bit over 2 hours, and I've been in the bathroom since. This video this little clip might be a little bit too TMI, so you might want to jump forward if you're a little bit sensitive to stuff, but I wanted to kind of talk about it because I wanted to give you hope and such, because back in the end of 2000 I suffered from these kind of attacks. I'm going to tell you a little bit soon what happened, but these kind of attacks numerous times a week. I had really bad tummy issues, and that was kind of what triggered getting into figuring out what was wrong with me, and now I have all these strange diagnoses. But anyhow, I have found a way to live with my tummy issues, and that is by eating good food, eating a limited diet, and a lot of those things. But what happened is that I get intestinal cramps. I get really bad ones. I get those ones where it hurts so much that you hardly can breathe, and they come in waves. That is the first thing. They come in waves. So it's not like I'm sitting there having pains constantly for 2 hours. They come in waves, and they're like 5-minute intervals where I have a couple of minutes with this really bad pain, and then it passes, and then a couple of minutes later it comes back. Every time it is so bad that I'm actually grasping on to the bathtub that is next to me to be able to just breathe through the pain. The reason why I get these kind of issues is that first of all, I eat medication that makes my tummy very hard, which means that if I eat something that my body doesn't really like, it takes a little bit extra to actually get those things out. Told you, TMI. But also, it's like, it's the body's response. You have eaten something that I don't like, get it out. And that can be everything based from, you can be stressed. It doesn't need to be what you actually put into your body. It can be a stress reaction. It can be a reaction to food, but it doesn't mean that it is a food. It can be that you couldn't produce enough of a specific enzyme that day for some reason, and that can make it harder. For me, I have, by removing and introducing back in certain foods one by one, and then when I remove one with a specific set, I eat very similar food all the time, so it's very easy for me to move one product away, and then I eat everything else. Do I still have the tummy issues? Maybe. Then I remove another, and then I remove another, and then okay, now I don't have any tummy issues. So now I start reintroducing these things one at a time. Like I introduce this work. It seems to work, but we remove it again, and then we introduce the next one. And then we do that. And I've done this for 10 years with different kinds of foods. And kind of I have this long list of these things will make my tummy break, so I don't eat them. These things will hurt my body in other ways, so I don't eat them. With everything from having breathing issues from like soy and nuts and legumes, like chickpeas. I can't breathe. But yeah, so I know what I can and cannot eat. However, that is also very dependent on my overall health. I can cheat on my diet for certain things in those lists. The list that actually gives me breathing problems is not a cheating list. Those are constantly completely removed from any kind of diet, because that would be stupid. But the ones that kind of causes tummy issues, sometimes I can eat them, sometimes I cannot. Sometimes I can eat them once, and then I have to let my tummy rest for a month or two, and then I can eat it again. Gluten is one of those that it makes me swallow up directly after, like not swallow up here, but I retain water. I also get joint pain if I eat it longer time, and after a couple of days my tummy will crash. But if I want to have a cupcake, I can have a cupcake as long as I know that I don't eat a cupcake in the closest future, like a month or two. Eggs are actually also one of those things where I can have something with eggs, like a cupcake, once. But for the past 2 days I've been eating fried rice, and fried rice contains eggs. I also tried those Cheerios, and they are oat Cheerios. However, I read the ingredients because I wanted to know how high the sugar percentage was. They do contain a little bit of wheat, so there's a chance that they are one of the culprits to my tummy issues. But yeah, so the fried rice I have in my fridge will definitely go into the bin, and I will let my tummy rest for a week from the Cheerios. And when my tummy is back and being stable, I'm going to try introduce the Cheerios again and see if it was just the fried rice or if it's also the Cheerios. And if I can't eat them, Christopher gets to eat them, and then I just buy another thing. So that's how it works. But yeah. So yeah, that's been my day. Right now, I am going to make sure that I'm going to go and get one of those things I drink to get back my water. So it's called Resorb. I don't know. Liquid replacement? Or water replacement or something like that. Basically it's a little bit of a one of those, when you drop it into water it goes all and then they kind of get all mixed with the water, and you drink it, and by drinking it you get the water in you, but you will retain more water in a positive way, not retain water in your legs, but actually getting it out where it should be. It helps because it contains sugars and minerals and all of those things. And I think some of you have explained to me what it's called in English, but I can't recall it right now. But yeah, so I'm gonna get that in me, and I'm also gonna get a bowl of yogurt, but just the yogurt and maybe some raisins and nothing more, because I know that yogurt is really good for my stomach when I'm not feeling good. it's one of the best things. It is lactose free, the specific yogurt, so it's like, it's the nicest thing I can put into my tummy. And the raisins will help with a little bit of sugar so that I can get a little bit of energy back, so the body can start feeling better. But yeah, that's how it is. And also I don't think I'm gonna edit any vlogs, if that won't happen tonight when I've gotten some rest. Right now I'm gonna sit down and do some cross stitching. And by the way, I've been losing my voice all day, so I'm a little bit worried that there's a cold coming on, but hey, it's just a cold then. But I just have to rest. However, if the cold gets bad enough, I can't train, and I'm actually really enjoying it. I broke off a little bit earlier today, or I came in at 11:15 and I actually started at 11:15. I'm supposed to go in at 11:30, but how the buses work, 11:15 is kind of when I go in. And I think I had been there for 20 minutes and done a couple of repeats when we started working together. So some other came in like bit by bit, and then we started working together and went this round trip thing. And after a while I was so exhausted, I had like dots in front of my eyes. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna cut it off here. My legs can't stand, I can't stand, we're gonna cut it off today. But I actually really did a good job, so that felt good. I really pushed myself, so I hope I can continue doing this and get my life back. So yeah. But now, yogurt. Well guys, can't do that because then you see, can you see him? I don't think you see. Nah, if I sit like this you don't see him. Well guys, it is time to head to bed. My tummy is still messing with me and being very evil. So I have been stitching in as much as I've been able. But it will be good tomorrow. It will have sort itself tomorrow. So instead of doing anything else, I'm going to go brush my teeth and head to bed. And I will see you tomorrow. Good night, sleep tight, don't let the bed bugs bite. Bye!